Good morning. Let's take a nice breath. Big sigh. The breathing come back to normal. Welcome. I'm Drake, and this is Touching the Edge. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where it is for you at this point in time. I'm so happy to check in with you today because I am enthusiastic about creating that relationship, that circle that we can be inspired by each of us, anyone in that circle, anyone in that community. Now, one of the things I want to touch base on is something that comes up regularly with my clients and people that I talk to in general. Many times I'm talking to people who feel just really, really tired. They just feel tired. They feel exhausted. And I just want to touch base on some of the reasons why. When I was a child, at one point in my life, I fell into a swimming pool. And when I fell into that pool, there was no one else around. I was a small child and I couldn't swim at all. And I sank right to the bottom. I was like a rock. I sank right to the bottom of the pool. Now, when I hit the bottom, I had this sudden reflex action, which I pushed off as hard as I could, and I just shot back up to the top. And it was almost as though someone grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and just yanked me out of there. And so I was laying there afterwards, and I was drenched with water, and suddenly I had this realization that had I not gotten to the bottom of the pool, I actually was not going to get out of the pool. And so it's interesting for me because in that situation, the urgency of reaching the bottom of the pool gave me the agency, the ability to intend to get out of there. And so again, it comes back to that statement: urgency creates agency. Now, if you get to the bottom of the pool and you assess the situation and you feel like you got no shot of getting out, you'll suddenly have a depletion of energy. So my point is that when you feel stuck in futility, you have a situation that drains your vital energy. So, recognizing the urgency of a situation only is effective if you feel you can do something about it. And so this is one of those elements that begins to deplete us. Another way of describing it is existential fatigue. Existential fatigue is when you've had so many disappointments, so many discouragements that you feel that you can't get up again. You can't get excited again about the possibility of change because you feel like it's just going to, the situation is just going to let you down. We have existential fatigue in which we can soldier on and we can it's a grind, You see so many people who are grinding. Now there's another level, existential exhaustion, where you just can't go on anymore. That's when you end up in the hospital, nervous exhaustion, an emotional breakdown of some sort. And so we want to be aware of these because these are part of the elements of depletion of energy. So how do we manage this? What happens when you're laying around on the couch and you're so depressed? So we want to be aware that these major negative emotions are extremely draining of energy. There's nothing that takes more energy than laying around being depressed. Depression just saps our vital energy. Anger is also something that, even though it feels like it's giving us power, it's like taking, an amphetamine. It feels like it's giving you energy, but it's really tapping your vital energy. So these major emotions, anxiety, these all deplete energy. Even creativity, which is such a beautiful thing to have in your life, if you don't utilize it, if you don't focus your creative energy towards something, it will shift into nervous energy and it will begin to attack you. So I'm suggesting that you do something. Don't get so focused on outcomes. Remember, focus in process. Get up, get moving, start going for walks. Do anything that gets your body moving. This will support you in having more energy. And understand, if you recognize the urgency of being at the bottom is one of the best things that can happen for you. So I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. The way to access your energy is to access joy. Is to access love for your life exactly as it is. And with that, the intent to change. I bring my hands into prayer position and I bow to you because you are magnificent. Namaste. Have a wonderful day today.